Straight ahead on WBKB, starting today, many COVID restrictions are being loosened in Michigan.
Plus, a joint investigation into the Boy Scouts of America, and Alpena needs your help for the 4th of July fireworks.
You're watching Thunder Bay News Network. WBKB News at 6 starts now.
This is WBKB News at 6. An in-depth look at news, weather, and sports. From hard-hitting news stories to local events, we're there with coverage you can count on. You're watching WBKB News at 6.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Stewart.
And I'm Tyler Cruz. For many, including me, it was back to work today after a long Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, and for millions of Americans, the holiday was an opportunity to travel and see family and friends. But what does that mean for the pandemic? Natalie Brand has more.
We got some brisket here.
Memorial Day weekend saw a return of Americans hitting the road to celebrate the start of summer.
It looks like we were in the cave for 12 months, but now we are all vaccinated and out.
Since Thursday, nearly 9 million people have gone through TSA checkpoints for travel through the long weekend.
We're going to have a really good summer, especially for people who are vaccinated.
While family and friends are starting to reunite, doctors say the coronavirus remains a threat for unvaccinated individuals.
We have a lot of very, very contagious variants that are spreading across the U.S. And so for people who are unvaccinated, it remains a risky summer. But for the rest of us, it's going to be a really good summer.
More than half of all Americans, including children ages 12 and older, have received at least one shot, with 40% fully vaccinated. The Biden administration is still pushing for 70% of all U.S. adults to have at least one shot by the 4th of July. Some states have already met that goal. White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain tweeted that California and Maryland became the 11th and 12th states to reach the 70% mark for adults. Other states remain below that target, and vaccinations can vary significantly by county.
There's still a lot of people unvaccinated in many of the southern states. So that's what we got to work on. If we can improve those vaccination numbers, I think things will be fine. But I am worried about an uptick in cases in many of those states.
Heading into the Memorial Day weekend, the U.S. reported the lowest number of new COVID cases in a year. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
Just in time for summer, today, Michigan residents will start following a new loosened set of COVID-19 guidelines.
Yeah, Sherry, and there are no more limits on any outdoor gatherings, and there were several changes to indoor events, too. Indoor venues like restaurants and bars can now seat up to 50% of their pre-pandemic capacity. There will no longer be a curfew, too, meaning bars and restaurants can remain open until 2 a.m. and 24-hour places can open full-time. Indoor events like weddings now have their capacity regulated by the venue.
You know, we have a lot of weddings, and that's going to help, not have to worry about, how close they're getting to that number in the different rooms. So it's huge for us.
Governor Whitmer plans to lift most pandemic-related restrictions in 1 month on July 1st.
Epidemic orders are also revised for Michigan workers in long-term care facilities. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services says routine COVID-19 testing is no longer needed for workers in skilled nursing facilities like homes for the aged and other related businesses with 13 or more staff members fully vaccinated. Close to 300,000 doses of the vaccine have been administered to Michigan long-term patients and staff.
That's good news. On the right track. Here's meteorologist Ellie Morrison with a first check of the weather. Ellie, beautiful day today.
Tyler, bright blue sky over Lachine at M32 and M65. Areas further to the west and southwest, we have seen some fair weather cloud bubbling up, but that's just about it. A few clouds mixing with the sunshine. Mostly clear and 68 in Alpena. It's also 68 in Oscoda. Warmer farther away from the shoreline, 76 degrees in Gaylord with partly cloudy skies, and in Houghton Lake, mostly clear at 75 degrees. This evening, temperatures will be falling into the lower 60s and 50s. 50s, and then during the early morning pre-dawn, we'll have lows near 48 degrees. Morning temperatures will pretty quickly rise into the 50s and 60s. By lunchtime, we're heading into the lower 70s, and afternoon highs tomorrow getting up to 75 degrees. I'll let you know when we could be talking about some 90-degree temperatures, some summer-like heat on the way coming up later in the newscast.
Thank you, Ellie. We'll see you in a bit. Attorney General Dana Nessel says her office and MSP are launching a joint investigation into the Boy Scouts of America. The agencies are asking the public to report instances of abuse. MSP is working with Nessel's office to gather information surrounding sex abuse allegations that came to light during recent civil litigation. A hotline has been set up for you to report information you think is helpful for the investigation. Tips can be left anonymously. You'll find a link to this story posted on our website at WBKB11.com.
Alpena County and 3 other surrounding townships have presented a joint plan for their futures. WBKB spoke with one county commissioner on why this year's master plan is so significant. Until this year, every municipality in Michigan would submit their own master plans that outlined what representatives envision for the future. Alpena County, Greene Township, Wilson Township, and Ossining Township recently submitted a master plan together, and it was the first time in Michigan that a joint master plan was formed.
And it's the first one of its kind in the state of Michigan where multiple governmental unities got together and formed a planning commission to come up with a common plan or goal.
The master plan is an outline for the county and participating townships over the next 5 years. Normally, each township or city within Alpena County would need to submit an individual plan to the Board of Commissioners for review. By grouping together, both time and money are saved.
Each township and county has to have a master plan, and so if we can work together as a team, some of the items aren't duplicated, so the township save money and the county saves money.
A lot of the ideas that were in the individual plans overlapped, and it was a logical move for the joint master plan to serve a broader population. Officials want to include more partners in their next master plan, which may come earlier than expected. As the area changes, so do the plans.
Plans always change, so that's why you're doing it over and over repeatedly to change, because the constituents might change.
Townships and cities submit their plans on a different timetable, and once they become consistent, more partners will be able to join in.
Registration forms for this year's 4th of July parade are now being accepted. When preparing your entry, keep in mind the theme for this year, which is All Things 4th of July. HPC Credit Union made a 5-year commitment to host the annual parade. They've also made a few changes. Because it's on a Sunday, it will start at 1 p.m. The parade will begin at Besser Company and travel to Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. Forms are being accepted now until June 30th. Late registration will not be accepted. For more information, you can visit our website at WBKB11.com. And we can't forget about the fireworks. The Alpena Area Chamber of Commerce says they are shy of their fundraising goal and need the community's help. Traditionally, when fundraising goals fall short, the community steps in to make up the difference. Although Chamber President Adam Pohl is optimistic about fireworks happening this year, he says weather will be the deciding factor. He also shares what will happen if they don't reach their fundraising goal.
Still have some more fundraising to do. We've had some businesses that I believe will step up, but we still need help from the community to really make this show happen. If for some reason we don't hit that goal, we'll just have a smaller show. But we want to have the best show possible for the community.
Paul says there's another opportunity to donate this Friday at the Alpena Chamber. For more information, you can visit WBKB11.com.
June is recognized as Pride Month for the LGBTQ community. The month is celebrated each year to honor the 1969 Stonewall Uprising in New York City. Stonewall was the tipping point for the gay liberation movement in the U.S. Bill Clinton was the first U.S. president to officially recognize Pride-related events in 1999, and former President Barack Obama declared June LGBT Pride Month in 2009. There's more news ahead for you here on WBKB. Coming up, the fire department rescued a furry friend over the weekend, and meteorologist Ellie Morrison has your 7-day forecast next.
Have given their lives for our country and for those that are currently serving in honor of Memorial Day yesterday. Thank you, Jennifer, for sending us this photo. If you have a photo such as nature shots, pics with friends, or interesting sights you see that you would like to send us, email it along with a short description to news@WBKB11.com.
That's a beautiful picture.
It is very nice.
And I was going to say I couldn't believe that it's already June, but then looking at those temperatures ahead, well, better believe it.
Yeah.
Coming up on WBKB News, don't miss your Pets of the Week, and Matt Dazinski will have the latest in sports. Stay tuned. And welcome back. Well, Sherry, saving a cat stuck up a tree, it's a firefighter cliche.
It is. You wouldn't think of it as something that would happen in real life, but that's exactly what happened on Saturday. The city fire department received a call from an Alpena resident at 11 a.m. Saturday. The caller said a cat had climbed up the telephone pole and started to meow for help. Risk Reduction Officer Andy Marceau and another crew member responded immediately. Marceau says the caller did the right thing by reaching out to the authorities.
It may be a silly call, but again, as the fire department, we'd rather come over there and assess the situation and make the rescue safely, rather than a concerned citizen start climbing ladders and or happen to be falling off the ladder or get into electrical line.
Marceau says the department called in help from Georgie's Towing, which owns a bucket crane for tree maintenance. A Georgie employee quickly brought it down to safety. Once on solid ground, the cat happily set off for home.
Well, that's a cat.
Glad he's safe.
And speaking of cats, today's Pets of the Week are Robin, Lily, and Vera Wang. Check it out.
Our first pet today is Robin. Her playful moods come and go, but you'll be sure to have fun with her no matter what. She's not completely used to people yet, so expect her to approach and sniff your hand, then run off. Robin needs a home that will let her explore and treat her well. Next, we have Lily. She's a cat who prefers giving affection on her own terms. She'd make a good home companion, but when she curls up to say, "Do not disturb," she means it. Finally, meet Vera Wang. We previously saw her last year when she was pregnant. Now that her kids are grown up and moved out, she's looking for a place to call her own. Vera's a very cuddly girl who would make a fantastic lap cat. To learn more about adoption, you can follow the link to the Huron Humane Society on our website.
Looks like one pet is enough. Two may be fine. You better watch out on that third. Sports is coming up next, but first, Matt Dazinski is in with a preview. Matt, what's going on?
Thanks, Tyler. Coming up next in sports, the NHL Draft Lottery is set for Wednesday night, and it looks like the Red Wings' odds to get the top pick are now even smaller, and I will explain why. Plus, the Alpena News Honor Roll track meet is taking place in Elkona, and we will have a preview on that and much more up next in sports.
Welcome back. A new documentary takes a humorous look at parent and child role reversals and a Family Matters reunion on TV's favorite daytime drama. Nichelle Medina has your eye on entertainment.
Devon, this is Denise, the private investigator who's been working on my case.
Hello, Devon.
Hello, it's nice to meet you.
Thelma Hopkins reunites with her former TV son and Family Matters co-star Brighton James when she joins the cast of The Young and the Restless this week as private investigator Denise Tolliver. The pair last worked together on the sitcom Family Matters in 1998.
But he and I stay in touch. I'm always in his business. I'll read Soap Opera Digest and check to make sure if they know the truth about what's really going on.
Because she's a fan of the show.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Big fan.
Hopkins' story arc starts today. Catch The Young and the Restless weekdays on CBS.
Look, our parents did the best they could to take care of us when we were younger, and now it's our turn to do the same for them.
The documentary, It's Not a Burden, the humor and heartache of raising elderly parents, is an intimate, humorous, and heartfelt story of adult children caring for their aging parents. Filmmaker Michelle Boyaner shares her story, along with several others who are navigating the challenges and joys of the sudden role reversal. It's Not a Burden, the humor and heartache of raising elderly parents is available on demand today. And now, fully vaccinated people are no longer required to wear masks at the 3 major movie chains in the U.S. But AMC Entertainment, Cinemark, and Regal Cinemas say they will continue to follow state and local mandates on mask wearing, which may be different than the CDC guidance. That's Your Eye on Entertainment. Nichelle Medina, CBS News, San Diego.
Thank you for watching WBKB News at 6.
Visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night.
And check us out on our Facebook page and Twitter handle at WBKB11.
Join us tonight for WBKB News at 11 with Stephanie Manici. Have a great evening.